Hey, what's up guys? I'm here with a very exciting video. This is something that I've had in the works for months. I've been wanting to do it for months and months and months, and I've just kept putting it off, but not putting it off any longer. And let's just get straight into this. I am starting a wrestling podcast. Super excited to be able to make this announcement. I actually hinted at this during the NXT stream on Tuesday, but I said I think it's probably going to be a couple months before I can finalize it. But no, I'm not going to put it off any longer because I don't want to wait a couple more months and it not happen. So, starting a wrestling podcast, I have a good friend, Eddie. He's going to be part of the podcast. He's going to be a regular on there. And my sister, Hannah, who, longtime viewers of the channel, you know who she is, even though those videos are now unlisted and can't be found. She used to be in a lot of videos on this channel. So, going to be awesome. We are actually going to film episode 1 of the podcast this Sunday. I have not figured out what day of the week I want these to release on yet, or what day of the week we're going to film, because, I think it's probably going to be Sundays, but have to figure out a day of the week to release it. There's a chance I don't live stream AEW, and if I don't, then Wednesday will be the obvious slot, because that's the only day there's no live stream. So a podcast would make sense to come out on Wednesdays, but I'm also kind of thinking I might do it the weekend, upload over the weekend. But I don't want to do that if there's pay-per-views. So we'll have to figure it out. Right now it's looking like either Wednesday or a weekend day will be the day the podcast episode drops. I actually kind of like the idea of Wednesdays. So, anyway, the name of the podcast will be the same as my channel name, Turnbuckle Chatter. The entire reason I made the channel name Turnbuckle Chatter was because I eventually wanted to make a podcast. That was kind of always my goal, was to start a podcast, and I liked the name Turnbuckle Chatter for a podcast. So I went ahead and got it as my channel name, and now it's going to be the podcast name because it kind of just writes itself, right? So, what kind of things can you expect on this podcast? Well, first and foremost, obviously, will be wrestling. It is a wrestling podcast, so there will be a lot of wrestling talk on there. It'll be almost strictly WWE related, but just wanted to throw that out there. But yes, it is a wrestling podcast, but then it'll also just be stuff about, kind of stuff going on in our lives and stuff like that, just being completely real with you guys, and just kind of let you guys see an inside look of what it looks like. I might go through some of my creative processes with certain videos, my thumbnail making process. It's real easy. So I might go into kind of behind the scenes of being a creator. Definitely, kind of give a behind the scenes of my life, and if Hannah and Eddie wish to do the same, they can as well. But yeah, I also eventually, once this thing grows, I do want to have guests on here, but I realize that's probably a while out. But I do eventually want to expand into that and actually having guests on the podcast, whether that's other content creators in this space or whatever the case may be. So anyway, the first episode, again, we are filming it this Sunday, so in 2 days, will be how we got into wrestling, and we're just going to go through and explain how we got into the world of professional wrestling, how we became a fan, how long we've been a fan, and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be a good episode. I'm not going to really probably make any cuts in these, so expect these episodes to be anywhere from 30 minutes to over an hour. It just kind of depends on what we have to talk about. So these will be long episodes. I do plan on putting these probably on Spotify and stuff like that as well. So stay tuned for that. It's not going to just be a YouTube exclusive. It's going to be anywhere you can find podcast, hopefully, is the goal. So I just got to figure out how to actually post to those places. But that's kind of all I got. It's a quick little announcement. Again, going to be wrestling podcast, but you're also going to get some behind the scenes, of my life, potentially Eddie's and Hannah's as well, if they're comfortable sharing. And also just talk about wrestling. That's really it. Behind the scenes of being a content creator as well. I look forward to it. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So I want it to be a weekly thing if possible, but also, from the looks of it, if I'm watching AEW, WWE, and live streaming the watch-alongs, that means almost every single weekend I have some kind of pay-per-view to watch. So Might not always be able to get around to filming it, but the goal is to try and do an episode a week if possible. But definitely 2 episodes a month, that's like the bare minimum I want to do. So that's all I've got for you guys in this one. It was a quick announcement. I hope you guys are excited. I'm super excited. Super glad I get to share this announcement with you guys. So that's all I've got. Also, I just went live on Twitch just to test out the streaming setup because I've had buffering issues like crazy the last couple of streams. And it's fixed. Literally, the issue was my webcam quality was bumped up just a little bit too high. As soon as I lowered it, my OBS usage went from like 50+% to, it's still high. It's at 14% as I'm looking at it right now. But it's definitely better than it was. It doesn't cause any buffering at this range. So it is what it is. It's all good. I will see you guys for this SmackDown watch along live stream tonight. And then I don't think you should expect any content from me over the weekend. Because again, most weekends are going to have pay-per-views in them. So most weekends I'll still have some kind of content that has to go up. So the weekends that I don't have pay-per-views, there will be no content. So I will see you guys for this SmackDown Watch Along live stream, and then that will be it for me until Monday. Drop some likes on this video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe, turn on notification bell so you never miss an upload from me. And I'll see you guys tonight. Peace.